If you earn good money and your net worth is flat, I need you to hear something. Willpower was never the issue. The system underneath your money is doing exactly what it was built to do. It was never built to make you wealthy. I'm going to show you exactly what's going wrong, where it's leaking, and how to seal it permanently. You've done everything right on paper and it still isn't working. Look at what Gordon Ramsay actually did with his money. New restaurant, he funded it. New training program, he funded it. New concept, he funded it. He didn't just earn, he kept redirecting money back into things that made him more money. That pattern has a name, and right now you are running the opposite pattern. Today, we install the fix. This is what your income looks like over the last 5 years. Up. This is what your net worth looks like over the same 5 years. Flat. That gap between what you earn and what you actually keep has a name. I call it the hidden failure, and it drains you through 3 specific leaks. I'm Q Felix. I'm a financial coach, and I study the gap between high income and low net worth. And I've spent years diagnosing exactly why this happens to people who are doing everything right. Here's what makes this pattern so dangerous. The spending that creates that gap doesn't feel reckless. It doesn't even feel wasteful. It feels deserved. It feels necessary. It even feels smart. And that's the trap. Every month this continues at your income level, you're not just losing money, you're losing compounding time. And time is the one asset that does not respond to earning more. Now, I know what's already on your mind. Okay, but I work hard. I've earned the right to live well. You have. That's completely true. But here's the thing. Living well and building wealth are not the same system. Right now, you're running one system. That one keeps you comfortable. Today, we're installing a second one, the one that makes you wealthy. The first hidden failure is what I call the status leak. And this one is dangerous because it doesn't feel like spending at all. It actually feels like investing in yourself. You upgrade your car, you upgrade your wardrobe, you move into a nicer neighborhood, you take nicer vacations because you've earned it. And none of those things are wrong. But here's the question that I'm asking you. Is that upgrade paying you back? The reason high earners feel broke despite earning more than almost everyone you know is this. You're already spending about 10% of your income on upgrades. The upgrades just don't pay you anything in return. Ramsay spends his 10% on things that make him more money. A new chef, a new market, a new concept. His 10% multiplies, yours evaporates. And this is one your accountant will never flag because it doesn't look like a mistake. It looks exactly like success. Here's what that's costing you. Pull up your last 3 months of bank statements. Flag every upgrade that doesn't pay you back within 12 months. The wardrobe, the car, the subscription you never canceled, the dinner tab you always pick up. Add them up, divide by 3, and then multiply by 12. Diane was a high earner that I worked with a few years ago. And when we looked at her status leaks, her number came out to $13,600 a year. Not because Diane was reckless, but because every dollar was justified to everyone else except for her net worth. The status leak filter has one question. Does it pay you back within 12 months? Yes, investment. No, status leak. That's simple. And for some high earners, the biggest status leak isn't even spending on themselves. It's the money that goes to family and gets called love instead of liability. It's the parent whose bills get paid. It's the sibling who needs help just this once. Chances are you are the most responsible person in your family, the one who answers the call, who has quietly absorbed $1,100 a month in obligations that never show up in a budget. Because to you, it doesn't feel like spending. It feels like who you are, and it is who you are, but it's still a leak. Every time you spend on something that doesn't pay you back, every justified expense, every family obligation, every upgrade that felt earned, you send yourself a quiet signal. It doesn't announce itself. It's more like background noise. And it sounds like I have to keep working at this pace because I can't actually afford to slow down. And I'm gonna bet that that signal has been running for a long time. We're coming back to what else this is costing you. But first, the second failure. This one hides behind something that looks responsible. I call the second leak the safety tax. Let's go back to Diane. Diane had $20,000 in savings split across 4 accounts and $19,000 in credit card debt. She knew the math didn't make sense. But every time she thought about moving that money, she froze because the savings account had a number that she liked. and the credit card balance had a number that she couldn't face. That's a safety tax. You're paying 22% interest to maintain a number in an account that makes you feel safe. The account isn't protecting you, it's charging you to feel protected. I'll say this plainly because I've seen this way too many times to be subtle. Most people would rather feel safe than actually be safe. The brain doesn't care about the math. It cares about the number on the screen, and your bank is counting on that. Here's the mistake that most people make. They confuse protection money with investment money. Those are not the same thing. Protection money has one job: protect you. 6 months of expenses in a high yield account. That's it. It has a number and it has a limit. Everything above that number, that's investment money. And the moment you treat investment money like protection money, that is when you start paying the safety tax every single month. Your savings account is not neutral. Every month it sits there earning 0.5%. while your credit card charges you 22%. That's a bill, a quiet, automatic bill you never signed up to pay. Inflation runs around 3%. A basic savings account earns about 0.5%. The difference is money you're losing silently without ever seeing it leave. And I already know the question you have right now, but what if something goes wrong? What if I need it? The answer is your protection money covers that. That is its job. Everything above that number needs a different assignment. Here's what I want you to notice about the safety tax. It's not really about money, not at its root. The 4 accounts that Diane had, the number she liked seeing in her account, the balance she couldn't face. Diane wasn't managing a budget, she was managing anxiety. And that's the thing about high earners who run this pattern. You are exceptionally good at managing the feeling of a situation, the surface, the appearance, but the actual math is a different conversation entirely. That is where the third failure lives. Before we get to the third failure, pause here. Which of the first 2 are yours? The status leak or the safety tax? Drop it in the comments below, I read each one. Most people find the first 2 and feel relieved, but here's what nobody tells you. Hidden failures 1 and 2 are actually the easy ones. The third one is the reason fixing the first 2 never seems to work. The third failure is the one I want you to sit with. I call it the collateral gap. Gordon Ramsay didn't build $220 million on talent alone. He built it on proof, specifically the ability to look a bank, a business partner, or an investor in the eye and say, I believe in this enough to put my own money in. That money wasn't just capital. It was collateral, proof that he had enough skin in the game to be taken seriously. And here's the truth most people don't say out loud. Confidence isn't a feeling. Confidence is a reflection of competence. And competence is built through consistent financial self-investment. Every time you do not put real money behind yourself, your skills, your business, your future, you send yourself a message. The message is, I don't trust this enough yet. And that is why so many high earners feel like frauds. Not because you're not talented, definitely not because you don't work hard, but because in concrete financial terms, you have never fully bet on yourself. And you feel it, even when you can't name it. The status leak drains your present, the safety tax freezes your future, the collateral gap erases the one investment with the highest possible return. You never, ever, ever ignore the collateral gap, because no matter how well you plug the first 2 failures, if you are not actively deploying money towards your own growth, the wealth will not compound. This is what separates the Gordon Ramsays from the high earners who look back at 55 or 60 with almost nothing to show for it. Underneath all 3 of these, there is a fear most high earners never say out loud, that if anyone ever looked close enough at the actual numbers, they'd find out 2 things. That the income is real, but the wealth isn't. That the confidence is real, but the foundation isn't. When the income rises, but the infrastructure doesn't, the gap demands a cover story. That facade isn't failure. It's what happens when high earners meet a broken system. These are not character flaws. These are not signs that you're bad with money. These are system failures. You don't need more willpower. You need a different structure. I built that structure. I call it the 10% wealth protocol. And every step targets one hidden failure you just found. Not because it changes how you earn, but because it changes the system and the message your money sends you every single month. Here are the 3 steps. It's not a saving strategy, it's a return strategy. Step 1, find your 10% leak. Before you move a single dollar, You need a number. Remember the number you got when you pulled up your last 3 months of bank statements? Remember you were looking for those status leaks, the upgrades that don't pay you back within 12 months. The number you got when you added them up and divided by 3, that's your average monthly status leak. I've run this exercise with high earners across industries for years. The pattern is almost always the same. It's not one catastrophic mistake. It's 3 small, completely justified decisions, compounding year after year after year. By the time most people run this exercise, they've already sensed something was off. The income is real, the effort is real, the gap just doesn't make sense on paper. And that's what makes it a hidden failure. It doesn't announce itself, it just keeps running. And the number is almost always around 10% of your monthly take-home pay. Your only job in step 1 is to find the number. Write it down, because once you see it, once it has a name and a dollar sign, you can't unsee it. Most high earners find it within 20 minutes. And here's the thing, finding the number is the easy part. What happens in the next 48 hours? That's what separates the people who change and the people who just feel informed. Step 2, move your 10% first. This is the step that changes the whole game. Most people save what's left over after spending. That's why there's never anything left over. The moment your money lands in your account, 10% moves automatically before you ever see it. Before you can even touch it, you move it into one dedicated account that has one job. Build your future. It's not your savings account, it's not your emergency fund. And I know the objection because everyone has it. I have fixed costs. I can't pull 10% off the top. Here's what I push back on. You're already spending that 10%. You proved it in step 1. You're just spending it on things that vanish. This isn't about finding new money. It's about redirecting money that's already leaving. The reason automation matters, when the transfer runs before you touch it, you stop making the decision every month. The willpower problem disappears because there's no decision left to fail at. Set it once, let it run. Step 3, use your 10% to make you richer. Moving the money isn't enough. You have to deploy it on things that report back to you. Let's go back to Diane. Before I started working with Diane, she filed an extension on her taxes because she thought that bought her time. What it bought her was a penalty, because an extension to file is not an extension to pay. She owed money she didn't know she owed, and that interest was running before she even opened the letter. She was the only person watching her numbers and she was too buried to look. So when we worked together, her 10% went to the smallest fix that mattered, a bookkeeper, $350 a month, one person, one job. Keep her numbers in front of her so nothing blindsides her again. Here's the part to catch. Diane could have afforded a bookkeeper years ago. What stopped her wasn't the money. It was the belief that needing help meant that she wasn't really on top of it. And that belief cost her more than a bookkeeper ever would. That's what a qualifying investment looks like. It doesn't have to be glamorous. It just has to report back. It's a skill that raises what you can charge. It's an index fund that compounds while you sleep. Or like Diane, is buying back the attention that you're currently drowning in. And notice what every one of these have in common. None of them is the thing you own. They're all the same asset wearing different clothes. Because here's what Ramsay understood that most high earners get backwards. He didn't just invest in restaurants. He invested in the asset that ran them. Himself, his skills, his judgment, his reputation. You've been treating everything else around you as the asset. Your savings account, your car, your lifestyle. But the highest returning asset that you will ever own isn't a building or a portfolio. It's you. Every dollar that you put into your own skills, systems, and capacity is the highest leverage investment you will ever make. That's the whole game. Let me show you what this looks like before it's clean. This channel, the one you're watching, isn't profitable yet. I'm paying an editor, a coach, software. Every month money goes out, and the return isn't here. There are times when I feel the same pull you do. Stop spending until I can see it working. But that pull is exactly what keeps high earners broke. The return always shows up after the investment, never before. Here's what changes first when you install this. It's not the balance, it's not even the net worth number. It's the message you send yourself every time the transfer runs, every time that 10% moves automatically. Before you touch it, you're making a declaration, not out loud, but in the math. I believe in this enough to put real resources behind it. Run that consistently, and over time, that's what confidence actually is. Not a feeling you wake up with, a track record you built. You're not behind because you earned too little. You're behind because until now, every system you were running sent you a different message. The 10% wealth protocol rewrites that. Everything I walked you through in this video is one piece of something that I call the primary asset framework. The idea is simple. The most valuable asset you will ever own is you. You are the primary asset. And like any asset, you don't build it once and forget it. You maintain it and you keep upgrading it. That's the work. And if that's the work you want to do, subscribe. That's what this whole channel is for. Understanding this isn't the goal. Installing it is. I've got the exact setup, account structure, transfer timing, all of it in this video right here.